Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 127 of the Planet Destiny podcast. The one after the Destiny 2 beta, but during the Destiny 2 beta, starring, where is he on my screen?
Oh.
That guy. Our
it's like
Nightwing himself. That's right. It's looking over there for an empty box.
Hello.
Mr. Blessious of the
Hello,
Blessious
guys.
Holy Taco people.
The Holy Taco.
What's up, man?
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. Really, it's like a huge freaking honor. I really appreciate that, guys.
Anytime, man.
Yeah, anytime, buddy.
You've been my brother. Wow.
Do you want to come and be a regular, like, forever? Please?
Are you looking for a job? Wait, you trying to replace me?
No.
TBL has a better voice. He has a way
don't know.
better
Actually,
Debatable,
TBL,
debatable.
TBL, you have the only staying power. I mean, you have the voice. What else are we offering?
At the
we're
moment,
nothing.
though, if you look at the Twitch page, we're in a beautiful pyramid, upside down pyramid at the moment. It's so complete. It
is nice.
It's pretty wonderful.
I just want to say, wait, who are we getting rid of?
No one.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I just wanted to have that moment.
By the end of the episode, who would it go?
Wait, who would it be, guys?
It turns into a murder mystery.
Yeah. Story told me I didn't have to sign on next week. What's that about? I'm confused.
But yeah, if you don't know Bless, this guy over here, really great member of the community. He's got a YouTube channel. You should check it out. He's got informative content. He's got funny content. He's on Twitch too. He streams all the time. He's a lover of tacos.
I do love tacos.
And he's a handsome son of a bitch.
He plays lots of games.
More than Destiny, but yeah.
I like how we're sitting here. We're talking him up. We're gonna let you talk yourself up,
Oh
Bless.
my
What do you do?
What's your favorite thing about yourself?
My favorite thing about myself,
Sure.
my insane beard growth ratio rate. I mean, it's a
Oh,
little
you
weird.
think you're fucking better than me?
You're among friends, Bless. You're among friends.
Did you shave moments before the show and it just went...
Yesterday.
Okay. Bang.
Wow.
Like werewolf
Yeah,
blood. I
Fallout,
don't
he's
know.
better than you. Sorry, man.
I didn't mean it like that, dude. I didn't mean it like that.
The science confirms it. No, but thanks for being on the show. It's good to have you here.
I really
have one more. There you go.
But yes, the beta is upon us. We've been playing it all week. Well, you guys have. I've played it, but probably not as much as you guys. So I'm gonna listen to everyone else. But yeah, it's here. What do we think?
That's a big question.
I think we let our guests take it away first. Just put them right in the hot seat.
To be honest, I enjoyed it. I mean, right after April in Destiny, I don't know. It was just kind of weird because, like, you know, Destiny's not gonna get a patch and everything. So, like, when you actually get your hands on the sequel and get to see like odd quality of life changes, like seeing someone mantle a rock in a strike, you're like, what? There's an animation to see that? Like, when someone I was like, whoa, they did that. I thought you would just see like someone float, just like all of a sudden they're like just up there. But that's cool. No, I enjoyed it. Whether it's, pulse nades being good, whether it's, popping a dawn blade and getting a breaker. I'm sorry, lights out. That feels great. But I do have to wonder why do hunters dance and everyone else gets just cool abilities like shield walls and be a mage as a warlock, and then you reload quick. I don't get it.
Hunters don't care about anyone else.
I can skip and reload my gun.
Watch me do a spin.
Did you see that episode of The Office where Dwight wants to run into the guy's office and he does a spin move past the desk, but he's not really touching anything? That's kind of like Hunters.
That's hunters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's graceful. It is graceful.
Yes.
Pretty.
I mean, it's nice to have
a die trying to do it every time.
in like a situation where team shotting is really important and time to kill has increased a little bit. It is nice to have a bit like an ace in the hole, like, oh, zip around the corner real quick. But it does seem kind of weird when compared to like, hey, I can heal like my entire team and give an overshield. What can you do? Oh, you can skip around a corner. That's cool.
That's awesome.
The thing about that is, warlocks. I mean, if you are spec'd as, Dawnblade, you have Twilight Garrison or you have Blink. But hunters, you jump 3 times and you can do a twirl. It's just like, whoop, I'm out.
You're graceful.
Just be fabulous the whole time.
Fabulous, yes.
I have
should be
to
the name
stand
of
up
the
for
tournament.
us hunters as a hunter man. As a man who thought he was going into this beta, I was locked in to Sentinel beforehand, and I played it, and I was like, all right, that's fine. And then I played Hunter, and I was like, this is home. I can't help myself. So the one thing we have going for us with our gracefulness and our little twirl is when we can use it to chain our melee with our twirl to keep reloading it and get bonus damage, and then you can continue to it's like the only time you can get that sweet Destiny 1 two-shot melee feeling. Just brap brap roll, blap blap roll, just keep it going in the group. It's not super effective, mind you, but when it is effective,
Sounds like you're having fun with that.
You won the lottery.
Yes.
Yes,
all right.
it worked.
Look, is it as effective as healing your entire team, all right, and giving them overshields? Probably not. Definitely not. But it's fun, damn it. And that's what I care about. It's fun. Yeah, our ability sucks. I agree. Yeah.
Well, how should we go? Should we go through PvE stuff first and then do a bit of PvP and then cover subclasses and things like that? Or do you just want to
How about that story mission? Can we talk about the mission?
Yeah.
Can we talk about
We can.
Homecoming? Like walking through the tower, and I didn't even realize it at first, and then suddenly I'm like, wait, this is the hangar, but from the back, and we're coming through the blown off parts of the tower. I thought it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It was so cool, even though it was very sad, very sad.
Oh, this is so cool. It's that spot that I hung out in for 3 years and everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
And I mean, there were a lot of really cool story set pieces in that mission too. The cinematography for it was great. We got to go through Lord Shax's vault. He gave us an exotic, and I love that he gave you a different exotic based on the class that you were playing as. It was just a nice little bit of story there, like, hey, stuff's going down. I'm going to protect these civilians. Here, that's my armory. Grab something and get to work. And it's like,
that was his specific armory. That was his badass.
Yeah, and he just gave you one of his guns, and there you go. You get a mini Jalo or an LMG auto rifle or a hand cannon. That sounds really cool when you shoot it.
I'm just sitting here like, hey, Shax, all those times that there were like gods coming to kill us, you didn't think maybe one of these might be useful, like shooting 1 billion bullets really fast as a Titan? You're fine. All right.
You were fine, Guardian.
You know how we joke about having streamer perks? We joke about having streamer perks.
Right. It's all
right.
Everyone knows that. It's an inside joke.
It's come on, get out of here. But
right? Yeah.
Shax actually has secret. Like he's got the hookups. He's got that privilege, that Bungie privilege. Our vault is destroyed. He's like, oh, you want some of my vault? I got like welcome to Cribs with Shax, baby. Have a free
Yeah, Banshee told him, he's like, hey, check out this new auto rifle. It shoots it's really high speed. It's like a minigun. And Shaq's like, sure, I'll test it. He comes back and he goes, yeah, that gun's crap, man. Like, I'll get rid of this one. Don't make any.
I'll hold on to it for you.
I'll put it away. Don't worry about it. He just did that for everything.
What's that special name they give to people that have like bunkers under the ground that predict the end of the world and the nuclear weapons and everything? That's what Shax is. He's one of them. He's got his beans. He's got a bunk bed.
He's got a beans there.
He's got beans and he's got all of his
Guardian
supplies.
beans.
Yeah, he's under the ground.
The difference being that Shax was right, I suppose.
Yeah, he was right.
True, very true.
He could finally use those robots.
Yeah. Shax was right.
Shax the Doomsdayer is right.
This is actually my Y2K vault, but it's great that the Cabal attacked because now I'm embarrassed.
Oh yeah, I also have some weapons.
Counts.
Oh yeah, Homecoming. I've only got one negative criticism about Homecoming, and I had to delete a character to be able to play it again on that said same character.
Yeah,
yes.
I did because you couldn't access it by the director, and I wanted to play it again.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. So yeah, there was some characters deleted and stuff.
And I've said it. I said it before I feel like after we played at the D2 reveal, but I love just playing in a world that feels more alive in the mission. Just having the characters actually be there, be present, having NPCs, or in the case of the mission, having actual other characters show up in the middle of it was kind of cool. I thought at the part where you're hanging out with Zavala when it loads in other players and just like actually seeing Zavala on screen. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Hey, we're playing. You're putting up a bubble with me. We're fighting, buddy. Yeah, even though he felt like a Disney animatronic, he's like in his corner.
Yeah, he's
and then
really
like after you,
Yeah.
Did he die for any of you guys? He died on me.
Yeah, I saw a video of that.
Yeah.
He can actually die and like you can
And he
res
res
him.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
you killed Zavala Bless? What?
I didn't get to the bubble fast enough. I don't know what happened.
Okay, so this had to have happened to more than just me. Did anybody else feel like that was a trap? Get to the bubble when the missiles were coming in. It's like, oh, okay, well, let me go to this bubble, and then I jump into the missiles and die. It's like, no, I should have just stayed where I was fighting Cabal.
Yeah. That's I had the same thing.
Zavala guy's shifty. Need to watch out for him.
No, but everything about that story was just like, there's more story in that mission than the original vanilla 20 missions. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
it's for real though.
There's more
Like,
dialogue.
I was so surprised.
There's more
like,
character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took the things that we had grown to care about as players throughout 3 years, and they made that into the story, basically, which is what is powerful about the Destiny 2 story so far. The first Destiny was, there's an evil thing. What is it? It's the darkness, and it's coming to kill us. This one is,
vague.
you know, all that shit that you love, that game that you've played for 3 years in that space that you have become, like, that's like home to you. This dude fucking blew it up, and he took everything, and then he said, like, fuck you, and kicked you off of it. Like, he's like, I don't know, man. It really connects. It hits you at home, that story mission.
There's also something about, like, obviously stuff's happening, but like, you're in a moment and stuff is happening in the world. You just happen to be in it and you're walking through it, so that stuff is occurring and it's really not your doing. Whereas like the classic story that we're so used to is like, something's over there, go there, make something happen, and then it ends, you know, like, you're just sort of, that could happen at any time. It doesn't matter when you go down to the Ishtar Academy or whatever. That's like irrelevant. But like having stuff, you know, happening in the world, quite literally, you have to go to where something is happening when it starts, just makes all the difference, so that you can, and that like the writers and Bungie can actually make stuff happen and say, this is all pulling you here for a reason, as opposed to just you know, like a detail reason of like, well, the Vex want to do something, so you better go stop them. It was just all so much more active, and you actually feel like you should sprint to the end of the hallway at the end, as opposed to like, oh, I sprint everywhere, so why not sprint through this mission? It's like Zavala's radio is disconnecting. What's happening? The walls are on fire. Time to go. And I just thought that made it 1,000 times better.
Agreed.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you know, with missions like this, they're basically a series of checkpoints that you're going from point to point until you reach completion on. And with Destiny 1, a lot of the story missions just felt like that. Go to Area X, hold square. Go to Area Y, hold square, all the way until the end. And with this, it feels like a much more fluid world, because you are moving through a changing environment with actual non-player characters there interacting with you. When the door burst open and like Cade's like, "Oh hi," turns around and golden guns a bunch of Cabal. I was like, yes, this is what I wanted. I want actual story. I want interaction. I want a world that feels alive. And if we get more story missions like Homecoming, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape for the tale being told in Destiny 2. And I think they're already off to a great start. Yeah. Because what a way to introduce the villain, by the way, with Gaul showing up towards the very end to kind of give you a little bit of the hands there.
I like how we've been doing the Gary joke for so long, but he just comes out and says, he's like, I am Gaul, and you're like, yep,
and
Gaul,
like,
Gaul.
After he cheated, by the way.
That
and,
whole, I was,
Cade
told me, so
I hold his light Ethernet cord on our power, but
that's awesome.
Yeah. Did anyone hear today that at the story panel at whatever happened Comic-Con, they said there's like 50 plus cutscenes in Destiny 2.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's a lot. There's 45 in everything so far in Destiny. Like, so the base game is about to just blow us away in terms of story and stuff like that. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Scuff are going to make a mint, aren't they, really? With all them worn-out circle buttons on B buttons and stuff after people have watched them 10 times.
About a year or so in, yeah, when we got to hit the skip button.
I don't know, man. A good cutscene. I'll watch it. I'll watch it over and over again.
Intro to the beta where like you fly in.
Yeah,
that was badass.
What was that, Bless?
The intro for like when you fly in. I thought that was the most badass cutscene ever. I was not expecting it.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
because there were things in this version that weren't at the reveal. Like we had a truncated version at the reveal, so like I expected to just go and be like, all right, I know everything's gonna happen too, and then we loaded in, and I was like, oh shit, hey, look, what's going on? Oh,
yeah, I was really taken back by it. I was like, what?
Now I just need to hear my Guardian's voice one more time.
That was the one complaint I had, because like you reach for the ghost,
Silent.
just
Charlie Chaplin is just tripping over it, and
what would you
love
say?
it if like a
if
black
you could
screen
write
with
it,
some text
you...
shows up
Yeah.
and it says
No.
like, no, don't fall. Like,
Oh, no.
Goes back to the action.
I think it would actually be great if they just kept running with the joke that like our Guardian never talks, like write it in to the story or something like that. We're trying to figure out how to attack the Cabal, and it's like, and Zavala's like, I want to hear what the Guardian has to
what
say.
do
And
you
you stand up, and then you're about to talk, and Kate's like, I don't want to fucking hear from him. Or like,
that would be actually awesome.
Jack and Daxter 1 on it, where every time we try to talk, like somebody interrupts us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I hope we hear our voice again, because it was weird to go from like having a voiced character in vanilla Destiny to never hearing them say anything ever again throughout 3 expansions and now
I really
sequel.
don't feel like we will hear it though. I feel like they're just trying to. I think they're just burying the fact that you have a voice almost, because they like Bungie likes it when the character you're playing as is as much of a blank slate as possible to put yourself into their shoes. So even having a voice is a thing that kind of breaks you away from being it's you in that moment. I don't know.
Do you guys want to know a fun fact?
I do.
The
I
guy who
always
plays. I have 2 fun facts, but they're the same, so maybe it's just one fact. But the guy who plays McCree voices the human male Guardian, Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer.
And the guy who plays Winston voices the male Awoken. Crispin, what's his name? So
Holy
Overwatch?
yeah,
And Saladin is Reaper, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe they just can't pay those like pricey Overwatch actors
Activision
now.
payroll.
They got
Premium's gone up. Yeah.
They got big. I don't need this Destiny game anymore. I got Overwatch money.
They had to cut Dinkle and they had to cut the Overwatch cast.
That's always been that's one of my theories about why the speaker might not show up, is they can't afford that Bill Nye money anymore. Like that's pretty that's a pricey.
It wasn't him in the Age of Triumph commercial, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, whoa, they actually got this guy to cut those lines?
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Oh man.
The inverted
but what
spire
about-
strike.
Yes, we were gonna say. I was gonna transition.
Great.
It's
night,
it was perfect. Good job. Perfect. What do you? I don't know. It's a good strike. I don't have a lot of opinions on a strike.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it's a strike.
in terms of like
It was
it
pretty.
being different, like to previous kind of strikes. What would you say that if the differences are? Because there was a few.
I mean, he still had a whole square.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a press square to initiate 3 waves of enemies section. I appreciate Bungie. Thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
You can. I don't know. You can explore really freely in the beginning. That's the biggest takeaway I have from the strike.
Actually, the one thing is, were you guys able to destroy one of those Cabal ships?
Yeah.
I kept trying.
Is that not cool though? Like you actually get
man.
destroy
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
That. You
But
could
you
do
couldn't
that.
destroy the fallen catch, and that upset me.
Oh,
That's upsetting.
damn. They were like,
Not
we have
consistent.
we have a really great idea, but there's a catch, guys.
They only have used
that's
once,
good.
and they've got
And then I scared Bones away. He couldn't handle it.
He's so good.
I knew he wasn't
Bye,
wearing
Bob.
pants. I knew it.
Oh, good.
none of us.
I didn't know you could blow up the Cabal ship though. That's really awesome because I always tried in Destiny 1. I always try to blow things up, and then you just can't, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. That's a thing that you can do with the. I think they're called the harvesters. Here in Destiny 2, I didn't have enough DPS to take it down. I kept trying, and I couldn't do it, so I didn't get a chance to see what that looks like. But I'm glad you can. That's awesome.
I wanted to bathe in the fountain of milk, but I couldn't manage. That was upsetting.
The waterfall.
Our guardian is lactose intolerant because that milk hurts.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yes. That's what the modifier says when you stand in it as you take damage. Just lactose intolerance. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Bless?
I say the coolest thing to me was just seeing the new art style for the enemies. Whether it's Vex, I love that like their antennas are kind of changed. And I see some like people saying they're actually ancient Vex. That's why they look different. But everyone has a different one. Whether it's the knight that you see, in that D2 trailer that was at the event. But even the things that look the best are the Fallen. Fallen looks shit.
Yes.
And like so many people missed it because there's Fallen in the very beginning of that strike. And if you hang around in that area, there's pike dregs, there's captains that spawn, there's servitors that spawn, and the captains look amazing.
Yes.
It's like they all took a note from Tanix and his super swag and just decided to all run around with sexy coats and whatnot. I love the way the Fallen look, dude.
Yeah, and the Wretch, the Dreg Wretch, actually they're Vandals, right? They're like they're kind of like in between, like they're skinny Vandals. And they're like trying to be a Dragoon from Final Fantasy with those spears. Like, I was like,
that was actually
it's
pretty cool watching the Fallen fight. It was actually kind of hilarious because the Fallen have those spears and the giant Cabal are jumping in with the shields and the guns. I'm like, I wonder who's gonna win this little skirmish. By the way, apologies to anyone who got matched in with me during the strike because we're all talking about, it was really cool that you could explore that first area. I stayed there the entire time because I was recording the exact timers on all ability and supercharges, and my teammates were like, "What is this guy doing?" I'm like, "I'm really sorry." I'm
like, they just see you throwing a grenade at the ground, standing there, like,
waiting for it.
I did a similar thing one time. I was in there testing some things out for like filming. I was seeing how long it takes for your gun to go down and what brings it back up and stuff for filming purposes. And I went to catch up with my team, right? I ran ahead to catch up to them. But there's that little teleporter once you go through the first couple launchers. Yeah. And I saw that white circle over there and I was like, ooh, what's this white circle? Like I'm trying to run to catch up to my team. Yeah, I got distracted. I stepped and I was like, son of a bitch. Here we go again.
I mean,
I don't know what it's for, but I'm really
I don't know if that's going to be a public space on Nessus, but the world spaces in that strike are huge.
Yeah.
They're massive compared. It has to be.
You can glitch into a couple of the what the hell are they called? The
lost sectors.
Lost sectors.
Yeah, so did I.
So yeah, you can go into those.
Glitched into the lost
they
sectors,
did.
like the dungeon.
It's missing certain textures because, of course, they're not loading the correct check marks to activate the sector itself. But yeah, they glitched like behind that big vault of glass door and over on another part of the map. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I was going to ask you guys if you did any exploring because there's a lot of really interesting stuff all throughout that strike. Like in the first area, if you wait for the Cabal to finish fighting the Fallen and like head over to the beach near the Vex Milk, there's a couple of special hobgoblins that spawn over there. If you kill them, it opens up those air portals. And if you jump through there, it'll lead you to other hobgoblins. You kill those,
they get stronger and stronger.
They get stronger and stronger, and they start spawning special minotaurs called storm minotaurs. And like this is all in like the first area of the strike, and it's like it's so much cool stuff in there that's just super easy to miss, but it's there if you go around looking for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. I spent a little time exploring today underneath the map, and you know how when you first launch in, you can go like back and to the left, and there's like that area that's clearly blocked off by like a wall that they just added that you can just see under it slightly. It's like you assholes, like they did it. Like
I could have checked that.
Yeah, I know, but I got like way under the map. Like I fell when I was going through a wall, and I landed deep down, like right on the edge of the death line on a random piece of geometry. And I managed to walk a little bit beyond that wall, and I could see off in the distance like another one of those doors, like vault of glass looking doors that people glitched into for the one lost sector. So I feel like maybe there's another one right by us right there, and I want to know, want to get into it. I want to explore the area.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
So
the
did you guys
overall
see the,
expansiveness of design.
There's a map from IGN of Nessus, and then someone drew a line of where the strike goes, and it's very clear once you've in the space, and you can say, oh yeah, we were by the cistern and the shimmering pools, but the strike sort of just takes off out of the map, as strikes do. They sort of lead away from the public space. Mm-hmm. So that actual spot where that public event is happening and the lost sector and stuff, all of that is like a very small chunk of this entire map, a small chunk. So there's like a lot more stuff on Nessus that we weren't anywhere near. I mean, this place does seem really massive. It's kind of crazy.
It was like a quarter of the Cosmodrome.
Yeah, seriously. Mm-hmm. And that's something that really excites me, because I'm a fan of action and adventure and exploration. And one of my favorite things, one of my fondest memories of Destiny, was the first time I set foot in the Cosmodrome in the beta. And I had the 2013 E3 trailer for Destiny fresh in my mind. So I just loved exploring that area and trying to find every nook and cranny. And one of the biggest things I've wanted for Destiny 2 was just to give me more to explore, bigger areas. So seeing these world spaces, seeing how large they are, it looks like it's going to be right up my alley. I'm super psyched for it.
I'm just dreaming of a world where I'm basically playing Breath of the Wild, but I can then go shoot people in PvP. That's what
Yes!
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Oh, my. But besides the actual awesomeness of the area, what did you guys think about the mechanics of PvE now and the, like with the power ammo and all that? What are the thoughts on how it plays with the changes to guns?
Rip that Band-Aid right off.
We had our fun. I just want to, I want to talk about it.
The thing is, like, any comments that we can make, we're basically commenting on what we've been given in this very small demo. Like there are a few things obviously that are core things that are going to continue. They seem to be like an integral part of it, but like it's already being changed. Like the first gripe that I heard was, where's all the power ammo? Like I'm shooting bosses with my primary. But this has already been addressed in This Week at Bungie. They're like, yep, we fully agree. And they mentioned this very pertinent thing that you're playing an old build of the game, and we already agreed that the power ammo was scarce. So this is kind of like putting it out to the public now. It's like they're trying to prove to themselves as well as prove to other folk, there is too little of this. So because we're playing this old build, there is plenty of things being tested at the moment they're just like trying to convince themselves, yep, we need to change that because that's what everyone else thinks and blah, blah, blah. So it's hard. Initial reactions are supers are weak, weapons are weak, movement is slow, cooldowns are really slow. You feel quite neutered in a PvE environment. I'm not legend at the moment. You know what I mean? It's like, it's quite like you're not very powerful. But how we already know that certain armor perks are going to increase cooldowns. That's been confirmed. We've seen the names of the perks for increasing super cooldowns, increasing class ability cooldowns, and things like that. So that's a thing. But yeah, like some of it does feel a little bit underpowered at the moment, specifically for PvE.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we should. I guess we can do a bit of a roundtable on this and start with you, Bless. How do you feel about the way Destiny 2 handles the abilities and weapon balance?
I mean, definitely, it's kind of weird because I feel different for PvE and PvP. For PvE, like it's weird because like I don't know, I love having two primaries, with the elemental and everything. And so like I got the Nurgle and I was loving it, and just the fact that you can melt down people with shields, that was cool. Then you can switch to maybe your better devils and just like go to town. And then if you are lucky enough to get some power ammo, Grenade launchers were cool. Like they're like the first time you use it, you're like, oh sweet, and they're like, oh, this actually takes aim, and like you have to like, like try to like get it. But I don't know. I liked it. My biggest gripe is Titans get magical shields. Warlocks can heal or enhance DPS. Hunters skip.
We dance.
And Chase.
Especially in PvE, we really don't have a lot to offer hunters. Yeah. I guess if you're really close to killing a boss and you don't want to waste time reloading, and then get that
I did escape
shot.
death like trying to res someone. Like as soon as I got the res, like whoop, like
Shimmy.
shimmy.
Did the electric slide right out of there, huh?
Yeah.
You know.
You go. You go.
That is, I mean, I understand that why that's the hunter ability, and part of it I think is because of how well Shade Step worked in Destiny 1. I mean, when we got Night Stalkers, who here remembers saying, I wish I had Shade Step on Gunslinger. I wish I had Shade Step on Blade Dance. Yes. And I understand what they were going for with that ability. And I certainly enjoy it, you know, being able to do the McCree dodge roll to reload your weapon or being able to get your melee charge back. But yeah, when you look at like a Warlock who's like, okay, team healing instantly, there you go. Or team damage buff, there you go. Or a Titan who's like, oh, you guys low on health? There's a wall that they're not going to be able to break for 25 seconds. Mm-hmm. Heal up. It's like, well...
They got stiffed.
Those,
they did get stiffed.
I think the
those
problem
other abilities are team abilities, and like the Hunter Shimmy is solely for your benefit.
Well, it's like you said that I would want Shade Step on my other subclasses, which I do want, but basically what I got was worse Shade Step that takes way longer to use, which is why I feel like it can be kind of hard. Like,
Hey, so we heard you wanted Shade Step on your gunslinger. It's like, wow, that's great. I can dodge a bunch of times during Chris. Whoa, slow down there, Tiger. Whoa, once every minute. But I just don't want to have a situation where the raid comes out and it's like all the LFG sites are like, all right, looking for group for the raid. No skipping hunters, please. We demand healing and empowering rifts. No skipping hunters.
Yeah, it's just odd in my opinion that that the Warlocks and the Titans would get a team boosting ability, and then hunters, their ability is just solely for their benefit. It's just kind of weird, but maybe that's just me.
But again, things are subject to change.
Yeah.
And we haven't played Night Stalker yet. Like Night Stalker might end up being the ultimate PvE, subclass. So we're missing something there. But like it is when you compare the Gambler's Dodge or whatever it is, though, when that skippy reloady thing, when you compare that to the other stuff on offer, it is like it's quite underwhelming in comparison. What about movement? Specifically for PvE, we can deal with that with PvP, because I found movement is probably the largest thing for me. The changes to movement. I feel like I'm 500 pounds and I'm wearing concrete armor and I'm underwater. That's what it feels like. And having slower cooldowns, which I'm 100% for. If the cooldowns were like that for everything, supers, it's a bit different for like PvE than it is for PvP, but like cooldowns and things like that for me was a very bold move by Bungie, and I'm like 100% thumbs up for that. Like, have more gunfights and things like that, but having such a slow movement, like it really is slow. All three subclasses, like all three classes, the character classes are really sluggish and really unresponsive, and I think I've knocked it down to the strafing speed more than anything else. Like it's so difficult to like evade and get in and out. But what do you guys reckon?
Well, I mean, to preface the conversation we're about to have, it of course feels slow because we're coming from Destiny 1, where all the classes were super duper fast, in some cases faster than Bungie actually intended. Looking at you, Titans. And when it comes to movement in Destiny 2, it's a bit slower. Titans, it really threw me off the first time I played as a Titan, and I was like, all right, I know I can't escape. Can I boost a little bit? And it's like, instead of going forward, you're just a rocket. It's like,
all of them like that, everything goes up in the sky. You're like a kite.
Yeah. I'd say movement-wise, though, I actually don't mind the way hunters move. I think out of all three of the classes, they are by far the most agile. And I think that was always Bungie's intention with the game. Hunters were meant to be that agile class, and I think they fit that really well right now. And also, triple jump as an intrinsic on every class. Thank you.
I think that's one of the reasons why I ended up falling back on Hunter in the end, was just movement felt the most natural on them as of a transition between the destinies. I was like, all right, Hunters, I'm still a Hunter. This is what I'm used to. I can basically move the way that I move. So I think that was probably why I ended up on that. But even on Titan, I feel like you can kind of offset your slowness by using shoulder charge as like a mobility perk, which is really all I use it for now. Like, I don't try to shoulder charge people or enemies with it, but yeah, things are definitely a little slow. But I feel like I've gotten used to it. Now I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting to my less speedy life.
I think it becomes very apparent when you play lots of other games. Like, you play something like Genji in Overwatch, and then you play Hunter, and it's like, that's agile. Like, even a Hunter to me in Destiny feels like really, really unnecessarily slow and sluggish. But I think that's my biggest gripe personally with how things are going at the moment. Everything else gets a massive thumbs up, but that, I just can't get on with it personally.
I agree.
It's definitely an adjustment coming from Destiny 1.
Big.
You know what?
Definitely.
It is what it is. I'm sure they probably did a bunch of tinkering with it. I'm just trying to think of, like, if they were to increase the speed, just playing devil's advocate, what would the repercussions be? Because right now, with the variety of weapons we've seen in the beta, the time to kill on primary weapons is like noticeably higher than it was in D1. You know what I mean? You really have to, like, if you're especially in a one-on-one, the time to kill is like noticeably higher. So I'm just thinking, like, if movement was quicker, I feel like you'd get into a lot of these situations where you would just start shooting someone and they would just run away, like, it's effortlessly, and you'd be like, I can't kill quick enough.
Yeah, but that would be sprint speed or like forward and backwards motion. I think the thing that screws me the most, or the thing that sticks out, is the strafing. It's like when you turn and moving in the air. As soon as you jump, it's like, that's it. You are like a huge sail on a ship. The maneuverability is reduced to something chronic. But it's a good point. Like, how is it going to impact everything else? But I think having a slightly more free strafing, like right and left kind of movements, that's not going to impact the slower time to kill in any kind of negative sense.
I think if you make any Guardian faster, whether they're strafing or top speed or jumping through the air, you just have less kills. I mean, people are going to be getting away, and people are going to be able to group up faster. And in a game like Control, where the map's pretty small and you always just meet at the middle, I mean, you don't have to cross much of the map to find a shot. You walk from spawn past A, and then another 10 feet or so, you're checking a lane and you're joining a team shot. And if everyone's fast and then there's longer times to kill, it's like, all right, so it takes me about a second and a half realistically to kill this guy, and then someone died and they're already spawning up and jumping back in. I mean, you can't have the progress that you need to successfully shoot down at least 3 guys, push up, gain some control of B. I mean, if everyone's faster, they're either getting out of that and you're having these very, very long engagements where you shoot each other and then you just move and no one dies, or you have someone spawning and coming back too fast so that you don't have enough time to actually control the area. I mean, it's just like, it's either a team wipe or nothing, because we're never going to take B if there's always one guy being able to get back in time to stall the capture or to stall the progress on map control or something like that.
It's a delicate dance.
It is.
I think if
Dance of Dragons.
Yes, if I was going to ask for any adjustments, we're looking at minor adjustments to that, like mainly like just bit of strafing, stuff like that. But yeah, like looking at movement in games like Warframe, that kind of movement in Destiny just wouldn't work. You know, it's way too powerful. But I think at the moment, personally, it's just a little bit too unresponsive, and I think there is some definite wiggle room without it impacting the time to kills and the general pace of the game. How about,
good news is, like we said,
you're right. It's a beta.
Yeah,
it's a test. It's a beta. That's why we're playing it.
We've already heard. We're playing it.
But like other things with PvE, like the lack of, or the slower abilities, like we know, I'm not sure like how much time should we really spend on the fact that we don't really get much super use in a half an hour, stint of play. We know that those cooldowns are going to be adjusted, so I don't know if it's worth really spending too much time. We know that it's going to be fiddled with anyway.
Let's talk about fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I will say first that I found fun. I actually found the Arc Strider more useful in PvE than I thought, because you can really tear enemies down more easily than I expected. It was more like Stormcaller ad control. Like I could just melt through enemies
and it lasts
very
long
with it. Yes, it does. A very long time. Yeah. It's not.
I sort of expected to
like
have to go back and like do a couple over there, but I would do one and then I would realize I was swinging it. And I was like, oh, I already killed him. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that was easy. And then you can actually go the other way. Whereas Blade was just like,
about to say, years of training from blade dancing have told you that it's useless in PvE. It takes 3 swipes to kill a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I like where you took that, Mega, where you said that was a lot of fun for you to play. Bless, out of every subclass that you played in the beta, what did you have the most fun playing? Like, not what do you think is the best. What did you have the most fun with?
Honestly, I never played Warlocks that much in D1, but Dawnblade is the bee's knees, man. PvE and PvP. Like, for real.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, man. Like, probably the most fun I had. Like, the first time, like, you ever, like, used it, and the last time you'll ever use it. Like, oh, my God, it feels so good. You're like an airstrike from Call of Duty. Just like, and the best thing is, like, when you get killed by one, and you can just hear it. It sounds like missiles coming down, like, it sounds so cool. I love it.
I still can't get over this Twilight Garrison on a Warlock as an intrinsic thing.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
And I remember watching, was it a video from the legend himself? He was talking about, Twilight Garrison perks should be intrinsic to Titans. That would be really, really good. And it's like, nah, bro. That's not happening. It's going on Warlocks, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Titans already have their horizontal move. You can scoot around pretty fast and stuff like that. Actually, not to dwell on the movement stuff, but that is so crucial for a subclass that kind of gets caught in the air a little bit. Because when you're floating and you realize, like, I'm not falling nearly fast enough, and I'm just way up here in the sky to be able to actually move out of there quickly. It really has a synergy with that setup that there was no synergy with Titans. Not to say it wasn't amazing and felt great on Titans, but it just sort of plays in with the subclass more rather than just being a bonus to whatever you were going to run no matter what, which is kind of how the exotic armor worked. But it did make that class a little more capable, because you do float for quite a while if you're not paying attention.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because as a Warlock main, that was one of the weirdest things for me to get used to when I was testing out the Dawnblade class. Like, oh man, I'm in the air, because I went to get an air shot, give me a little bit of an advantage on maybe a couple of people who were camping on B. I'm floating way longer than I was expecting. I would.
Go high too.
You go really high.
You go
and every time
vertical.
You do that juke perk, it doesn't send you straight forward. It sends you forward and like up. Like, I just did it like 3 times, and I was like in the clouds. I was like, I'm a little too high right now. A little too high. I need to come down.
Yeah, I popped one on Midtown, and I had to go through the alley, and I was actually really scared that I was about to like hit a building. And it turns out, if you look at it's the main path, like from Power all the way back to Market. If you look over that one little ramp upwards, there's very little slat that you can sort of fit through, and I got way too high once I popped my super and just zoomed through that, and I was like, oh, that was cool. And they didn't even see me because I was like up in the buildings or whatever like that. It's kind of crazy to be like a solid 3 stories above everyone. It's not like an Arc Strider or even a Sentinel can actually get you up there. What are they going to do? They physically cannot get up to counter you from up there.
Yeah, and like I was saying, with the Dawnblade class and just with how floaty you are and how high you go, at first I didn't like the jump. I was like, oh my goodness, anytime I jump, I'm leaving myself way too wide open. It was because I forgot you could do the midair dodge. Once I started getting that in my head, like, okay, dodge, it was like, oh, this is how you're supposed to be. You get that vantage point, you get a couple of shots off, they turn and say, shoot that plane out of the sky, and you just zoop back around the corner. And suddenly it was like, oh, this is great. And it made my my Dawnblade rushes a lot more successful when I could just hear somebody pop Sentinel, throw up my Dawnblade, go way high up into the air, pop a couple shots at them, see them impotently throw a shield and be like, nah, Shade Step in the air, out of the way.
Now, there are some people in our community who are so personally attached to certain subclasses. These weirdos have an opportunity to play whatever they want, and they choose not to. That being said, did anyone play the Sentinel? I thought the Super was so fun and amazing and so much better than I was hoping it would be. Like, you just run in and you start slapping people with the shield. It was hilarious. And then it's about to run out, and you see someone down there, and you're like, bah! You just throw your shield and give the old Captain America. It's great. It was so
that is my favorite. The shield throw is my favorite, like, fun thing in the is when I'm like they think they're getting away and I'm not gonna catch them. I'm like, you know what? Just fuck this. Just, there you go. You're done. Like, get you with that. Oh
it is
my
awesome.
Gosh. I love it.
Yeah, I got some random kills from that too. Just like I threw it, like it was almost done. I just throw it, all of a sudden, ting ting. I'm like, I got a double kill. What? Like,
this is good. Yeah, in my games of Countdown, which I love that game mode, by the way. That game mode's fantastic. But that was the super that I had come to fear the most. No longer was I super scared of golden gun babies coming around the corner and just spamming 6 shots. Whenever I saw the Sentinel marker go up, it was like, all right, everybody back off, just sit in the back of the battlefield, jump, run, pray, alert your next of kin, because that was the thing that was probably the scariest super for me to encounter during multiplayer. It's just, it moves so quickly on the ground, and then when you have just that extra option to throw it at people, and it can ricochet hit more than one target, and it can block. What do you mean?
You can make a lot of orbs blocking too. You can make like 4 orbs just by walking at the enemy and blocking with your shield. Like,
that's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. Oh.
It's a cool super.
Bless, did you have any particular subclass that you did not like fighting against the most, like in the style of the Black Link, where if you hear the super, you're like, oh god.
Exactly, the Sentinel. I know with Golden Gun, you see it says cast, and so I just I'm like, all right, that thing, Golden Gun lasts 3 seconds, so I don't have to wait long. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah. No worries there.
Yeah.
But no, definitely Sentinel was scary. Or Dawnblade is also scary because you're like, oh, because it does last a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Because you're looking up in the air for the Dawnblade. You're like, what's going on? Where's the Dawnblade? And then it's like, oh, I just got meleeed because I was looking at the freaking air like an idiot.
Are melees weird for anyone if they get up close? I feel like it's so magnetic. Like, you could be looking this way, all of a sudden you just go like the other way.
Yeah, I've got some really good footage of that. Yeah.
Are you referring to the Warlock melee? How long have you been playing a Warlock? Because I'm like, yeah, welcome to the Warlock life, baby. You didn't even
no, but it was like that for
spin the joystick
specifically
around.
Hunter, like Hunter and Titan, because Titans now have like the extended reach. So like they do like that Hunter jump from D1 if they had like Blink Strike.
Yeah. I've got a great bit of footage where there was a Hunter and a Titan fighting in front of me. The Hunter was on my team, the Titan was on the enemy team, and he went to punch the Hunter and did the classic Warlock teleport that we've all seen a million times. And it made me think, I mean, it makes sense, like, from when you're punching somebody or using your melee, you don't appear to move forwards. The actual attack just goes from the front of you towards the target. But if you're watching someone else do the melee, it is a full-on teleport towards the enemy that's being meleeed. So
I think somebody here did a video on that.
Who was that?
Who does stuff like that?
Did anyone, Story, did you see the, probably not, you're a busy guy, and you were probably asleep, but I put out a video on the melee ranges currently in the D2 beta.
Nope, I missed all of that, but please tell me about it, because we've been told it's 4.5 meters, isn't it? But it's probably going to be more than that, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about the distance. I just know that the Warlock melee is currently the furthest reaching melee, noticeably. But it's like, I'm not going to be like, Bungie was lying to us about the melee. It's just like, it's probably just a different version. They gave us the beta. They probably had the beta set aside, like a previous version, and let us do the beta. And then they're still working. It's not like they're like, oh, okay, time to take the week off and do nothing while they play the beta. They're probably working on the current up-to-date version while we play the beta. But yeah, check out the video on my channel. The Warlock melee is noticeably further. The Titan and the Hunter now have equal distant melee ranges. And the Arc Strider has that perk, Deadly Reach, where right after you do a dodge, your melee reach is extended. It is extended to become tied with the standard Warlock melee range.
What?
Yeah.
That's a good perk.
Tickle fingers.
Arc Strider. I like that one.
Arc Strider
It's cool,
meleeing
right?
is my favorite thing in the game. I think I just love just rolling around and getting extra damage, extra range. Like you're just like punching machine, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, in PvP, if you do 3 dodges within 30 seconds, like you had a really cool play because you actually got that chain to go, and you're just like, okay, I did something awesome there. I don't really know how I did it, but it was cool.
No, I'm doing it. I'm playing the game right.
I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it should be my slogan when I play Destiny. I don't know how I just did that, but it worked, so we're good.
Yeah.
Oh my. I want to go back to how much fun Sentinel is and say how on top. It's still in my mind because not only is Sentinel awesome, but it gets a whole other super built into it. Like that's like the most. You can still be full-on fun police, if you want, and that's of course what the fun police is still doing. Shake, he can't resist. He's still being that guy who suppresses the one super that you get after waiting for like
15 minutes. I had that happen to me in a particularly sweaty game of Countdown. We were on round 6, game point. I'm about to take it. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna scrail this team in Dawnblade. I pop it immediately. I'm in mid-market. So I'm on top of mid-market. Immediately, a grenade bounces off the wall, lands in front of me. Boom. Suppression. I'm shut down. I just see a Titan lean around the corner like, oh, hi. I was mad about it. I'm still mad about it. That was my one super for the game. It was my one.
See, there's a lot of criticism with this. Like, I never get my super often enough. And it's like, it's a super. A super is super. It should be a super thing, you know? Like, I think I like that. I like the fact that
I don't know. I don't have a problem with how often I get it. I just don't like when you get it, I guess.
At the end of a game.
Yes. Yeah. I don't like that it's the last 30 seconds of the game is all right, everybody pop supers right now. And it's just fucking fiesta party.
And it's usually kind of a bit it's like too little too late kind of thing because it's right at the end of the game, like trying to get any kind of point deficit back. I mean, if it's a tight game, then maybe there's going to be some, added drama there that's going to make things particularly more intense. But on average, it's like by the time it reaches that point in the game, there ain't no coming back,
Well, there's 2 things about supers that are really crucial when it comes down to getting them and why the current sort of tempo doesn't work. So like Mega was saying, it's like it's not about getting 4 in a game or 3 or even 2. I mean, I think 2 would be fine, but it's like the strategy of using it. Like if you watch 4v4 competitive, they are absolutely confident of who has the first super, and that's a big deal. That could shift the tide of the game or it could decide the game right there. So, Electrostatic Mind, it's like storm is up, we're the first storm, go. Because you're pushing with no counter to that.
Yeah.
Right, at least no super counter. And that doesn't come up to play if it's towards the end of the game, right? You're not like paying attention to that. There's no sort of like get that momentum going. There's no momentum shift with it. Or it's given to the team that's kind of struggling and it's like, hey, you guys haven't got enough kills, but your super is going to charge no matter what. Make a play. Bring your team back. Pull yourself back. And both of those things just sort of like don't have the impact if it's all sort of everyone does it at once, because the team that has the first super doesn't matter because it's not like they can get momentum. And the team that has that last super doesn't matter because the other team has the counters, and it's just like it's that, like you said, too little too late. So if it could just happen, those things could happen at the maybe quarter mark or halfway mark or 3/4 mark of the game, then you have strategy and you have timing, and we don't need 3 supers each to make it a fun competitive game. But at least at least have it play some sort of strategy. That's it.
How could that be solved? How could that be addressed?
I think you could give it to players doing really well again, and have an early kill streak really mean something. So the guy that just went off is like, okay, super time, everyone follow me, and then you, like I said, the momentum occurs, or you just tweak the general timer up a little bit so that middle point happens somewhere in the middle. There's got to be something though that influences the timer, so that if it's in a pretty good game score-wise, if the score is 50-50, what does it mean for supers? Does everyone get them at the same time, or how can the players influence the timing of the super? So one guy's carrying the team, he gets his first, or orbs. Right now orbs don't really matter. I don't even know if they drop.
They do.
In
they do.
PvP.
They do.
So
notice it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I pick up one, and I'm like, well, thanks, but
I only notice it
Yeah.
when I'm playing bubble, because then you drop it and that's actually
Right.
you get like 4 of them instantly. Yeah, like that's
right. So let the players change the outcome of those supers. Let those have some influence, and I think you have a good game there. But go ahead.
I think what might solve that is you keep it like it is, but imagine this. What if you take your hunters become kind of bards, and when they spin, they drop an orb.
Ooh.
Get that spinner. Get that spinner.
Reload weapon, drops an orb.
That would be like a mandatory hunter on every team situation.
You just make it the hunters again.
Spin for
4
me, baby.
hunters are just in the spawn spinning around
like
together. Just like,
A ballerina twirling circle.
yeah.
But obviously, it would still it wouldn't be an overpowered orb. It would just be a light
Tiny
orb,
orb.
like
A
a
light
Minto.
orb.
Even if it wasn't just that a spin automatically gave it, but like a spin into a kill, or like it gave you a timer off of a spin to do
spin
it
into
some
kill,
way.
do one.
Obviously, you could balance it in a way, but that would be an interesting way to make it so that the hunter spin was more team oriented. That's
Yeah.
provocative notion there, Bless. I like what you're going with.
Bungie can use it. Just give me a little royalty, please.
Yeah. He'll take his royalties in fidget spinners and send them to this PO box.
New screenshot. The perk will say the Blessious dodge. It's like
Blessious.
credit for it.
Or it's literally just a fidget spinner.
I think
They give you one.
Honestly, all I want the flavor text to say is "You've been blessed," and that's just a little nod.
Bless,
that they
baby.
Bless, baby.
The ability cooldowns, I think that was a really bold move, and one that I'm quite thankful for, How about gunplay? How are the guns and things like that feeling to you at the moment? I've heard some pretty good and positive all-round feedback that...
Fusion rifles. I'm going to interrupt you. Fusion rifles, baby.
You mean the supers in this game? We don't wait until we get supers. We wait until we get
Who's
boots.
waiting? It comes up every minute or so, right?
Yeah. Golden gun, one, maybe more if they're bunched up together. Fusion rifles, 6 kills guaranteed, or your money back, baby.
That's right.
I know.
Yeah.
God,
There's no counter to it. There's no counter to it. A fusion rifle is the counter to a fusion rifle.
Counter
Only-
is
or you ran around the corner and they're right next to you and you have a shotgun. That's like the only other time that I've killed a fusion in a one-on-one. I feel like.
Actually, yeah, because like that is just about the only way you're gonna like take them down without a very coordinated team shot, is to like get too close to them, because that thing does have the charge time. And I've watched people, and I've maybe messed it up once or twice, where you think you know where they are, and you hit that turner and you miss, and you're like, oh shit, and they just start slapping you. Like that's an actual thing, but it's so tough. If they're smart, they just sort of, they're not going to come around that corner. They wait you out. But yeah, if you can get them real up close, it's just about the only way to miss with that thing. But
if you would have told me when they announced that everything was going to be power weapons, that fusion rifles were going to be the most overpowered weapon, when we're all like, why would you pick anything other than a rocket launcher? And like, why would I ever use a fusion would have been my thought. And now it's just, why would I ever use anything but a fusion?
Yeah.
Did anyone here use a rocket launcher?
I did.
I did.
I got one from a strike, but I haven't used it yet. I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Dude,
Like,
it's
wow.
it's way better than the truth. You get one rocket and it tracks. I'm talking like it's like a Jason Bourne movie track. You're like, holy crap! It's amazing to see, but you only get one rocket.
You only get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, when you
I
look
did
at the
not use
fusion
it
rifle,
well.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
if you're gonna save that one rocket for the guy who picked up the fusion rifle, I guess.
That's the counter.
There you go.
It is.
Take the guy out
So-
with the fusion.
Oh man.
So I'm a big enough man to do it. I'll stand here and say a few weeks ago when we were all speculating about Destiny 2, I was the one to say it. Who would pick a fusion rifle over all of the other power weapons? Yeah, I said it. I'm sorry, Internet. I said it, and I was completely
said it.
incorrect. It is unquestionably the best power weapon, at least in the Destiny 2 beta, by a long shot. It's
Can't spell boop without OP. That's what I
Without
saying,
OP.
at least.
You could
That's-
say
Oh, that's beautiful. Did you come up with that? You definitely did.
I
did.
did.
You?
That's true.
I did.
That's
yeah.
Dude,
I've been
That's
Get-
true.
put it right
Vanguard's
here.
newest
There.
shirt.
Over there.
Can't
There.
spell.
Oh, there it
OP.
is. Oh, come on. You gotta learn
you
where
could
I
say
am.
fusion rifles were the main ingredient.
Oh.
The puns. The
the
puns
spin
are
again.
flying around.
fidget spin.
Jesus Christ. But yeah.
But yeah, it's super good. It's ludicrous how good. It's the so the main ingredient is the one we're talking about. It comes with this really interesting ability to. It's kind of like the opposite of accelerated coils. It slows down your charge rate, but increases the damage per bolt. So. And the thing already is like laser-like with its coil spreads. It's good on every level. If you're playing the beta, use the main ingredient. Just do it.
The
The
first
grenade
time I
launchers
used
are
that,
garbage.
There
It's
was
the
like two
fusion.
guys behind a Titan barrier and one standing next to him, and I was like, oh shit. I came around the corner and they were all there, and I was like, oh fuck no. Blasted one thing, triple kill, barrier was down. I didn't realise the teammates were shooting at the barrier, and I was like, holy shit, everyone's dead.
My friend we're already getting hilarious post-game trash talk messages in the beta. My friend showed me one where it was like, wow, great skill with the fusion rifle, you scrub, like fucking noob weapon. And I'm like, are you insane?
Good luck when Bungie nerfs your precious fusion fallout. What are you gonna use?
Who would have thought we'd ever get to this day?
Rewind back to D1. What do you think the most OP weapon?
It's gonna be it right up there.
It's interesting because it's sort of like Bungie has a tendency to do kind of double nerfs, I think, a lot of the time, and in this case they've done like a double buff on fusions. So it's because it's already stronger inherently because of the low time to kill on the charge rate. So like you would already be pretty good with a D1 fusion rifle in Destiny 2, you know?
Yeah.
But then they were also like, let's make it like 800 times as powerful, and it just fucking kills everybody
the
immediately.
range.
Yeah.
And the
like-
range, yeah, bless.
And it's just, it's
The
so
best thing
awesome.
the best thing about the beta was the first hour that anyone could play, because everyone's like, okay, I want to figure out. No one knows the metas or anything. I got the linear fusion rifle to drop. I was so happy. I'm like, Queen Breakers, yes.
Yeah.
And then you realize, wait, if I use this mock sniper, when you get a better mock sniper that guarantees a kill, that you shoot at people's crotch.
I want to ask about feelings on the linear fusion, because it really seems like I don't know what its advantage over a sniper is compared to like Queen Breakers, where you get a ton of ammo at least. The linear fusion, you get a smaller clip, and it seems like it's harder to hit with. I don't
Low
know.
field of view, or I mean more field of view and lower zoom by a long shot. Because the thing is just a tiny little holographic scope. It's like a huge upgrade even to the Queen Breakers in terms of just vision. Like I was definitely really excited to use that, but you can see a lot. It's pretty wrecked if you get some flinch on it, more so than a lot of guns. But that's kind of what you get for being in sight while you're trying to charge it up. But it does allow for plays that were really up close where I got some kills. So it's like I took that from hand cannon range, and I probably wouldn't have tried it as confidently with a sniper. So I could use like another round, because why was the sniper going to get more rounds that can
Sniper
kill more,
gets like 6 or 7 shots without having to reload, and then you get like 4 with the linear, which is what's weird to me.
What was the name of the linear
that is weird.
Jobby?
the tarantula.
Tarantula.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had
Yeah,
that,
like that.
yet then.
All this talk about fusion rifles, but the shotgun was
the retro
shotgunning
was
is so
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And it feels so good. It's like that perk on the top that tightens the spread is like low key shot package coming back, and the shotgun felt great. I loved playing with that thing.
I didn't know about that perk.
They've got precision damage again, right? Which is cool. They didn't have that in D1 anymore. I loved the shotgun, and then I started playing with this guy named Fallout Plays, who was like, "Dude, just use the fusion. Don't even bother with the shotgun anymore."
Yeah, don't test out
the bit of feedback that I don't think I'm seeing enough of is a very new equilibrium with archetype balance. Like, we've got pulse rifles, hand cannons, scout rifles, auto rifles. They all seem quite viable. Like, the auto rifles are good. Like, that was the first thing that I ever used. Thought that they were going to be bad, and I was like, wow, no, these have a place. This you can actually outgun a decent hand cannon user with an auto rifle in the right circumstances, and that for me was like incredibly interesting. Hand cannons were still great for, you know, close range, up in your face if you're nice and precise with your shots and stuff, but an auto rifle is still going to give you a run for the money. What do you reckon? Have we got a good balance between these finally?
The Skadelock and what was it, Deathstalker?
Whatever.
I haven't got
those
that,
were just amazing. I know Titans are guaranteed that one. The best thing is so like if they're up close, they're lethal. But there is like that mid distance where you can kill someone, and it's awesome. And the best thing is like they got like that Overwatch ting sound when you get the headshot, like and you're like, I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. It's awesome.
I think the only gripe that I got with the gunplay is that there's a lot of like rumblings going on that aim assist has been decreased. It feels like it's been decreased and things like that. I'm not sure, because like me being a Zim user, I'm getting a lot of stickiness, like the same amount of stickiness that I get when I play D1, and that like screws me up quite a lot. So I don't know if I agree with the reduction in aim assist so much. But I've noticed a lot with, like, particularly when you're using the pulse rifles, there seems to be a lot of horizontal, or at least horizontal recoil on the ones that we've got to play. So I'm not too sure about, you know, the feedback on aim assist being increased and stuff. It just feels like stuff is more random, like your shots aren't going where you want them to. I mean, they're still fairly decent. Like the Nightshade pulse rifle, that's pretty accurate. The Nurgle is, I mean, that's powerful as well, you know. But
Nurgle
like,
is Bay.
If you watch your cursor and see where the shots are going, even in PvE as well as PvP, it is a bit weird. There's something weird going on there, and I can't put my finger on whether it's a reduction in aim assist and an increase of randomization, or whether it's an increase of aim assist and, you know, less of that. So yeah, it's a bit odd. It does feel a bit odd.
I can't tell if it's aim assist or if the game is somehow less forgiving in another way, but there are definitely times where I feel like I would have hit them in D1 and I don't hit them in D2, but those are also the times where most of the time in D1 I'm like, I shouldn't have hit him right there. So I don't know if
I've had that.
Bad thing or not.
I've had that a couple of times where someone's died around a corner, like I've shot at them, and I don't know whether it's like the assist counts as kill, or whether it's like a slight bit of delay. And of course we're missing ping meters and things like that, so we're never too sure whether we're being, you know, like on the laggier side of things or not. But yeah, it's something does feel a little weird, but I'm not gonna like openly shit on it or anything like that at the moment, because obviously things are going to change, and I'm really interested to see what we're going to be seeing on PC as well, like how that's going to feel, because it's going to feel different. It's going to feel massively different there. But that's one bit of feedback not seeing enough, the fact that we've got all these weapon types and they all seem to have a place, even on smaller maps, you know, like, because these maps are small, aren't they? You know, we have small maps here.
I think the only things I really struggle to use at all is scouts. I'm really not good with either of the scouts.
Can wreck.
It's hard.
I can't do it. I don't think I've ever gotten a kill with that gun. Does not compute. It does a ton of damage, but I just can't do anything with it. Yeah.
Scouts, submachine gun. I mean, submachine guns are in an odd spot. I don't know. I haven't really seen anyone use them a huge amount. I mean, I've seen them about. There's that Omolon one. I don't know the name of it, but it goes in the kinetic slot.
Phosphorus.
Yeah, that seems to be like probably one of the most reliable ones. But I haven't had that drop yet.
It's all about the red mamba, baby. You don't aim with it. That's the magic. It's like you get up close and just like shotgun sidearm. That's what it is. It's like a shotgun sidearm.
Yeah.
And you can wreck with it. I don't know.
It's actually way back, like months ago. I feel like that was something that Bones was talking about for like a bullet hose auto rifle. He would like as if right up on them. It was like absolutely
right in
that feels the spot, doesn't it? Really.
That's where subs work.
Yeah.
I do know about the SMGs. I know you guys played at the D2 event. SMGs were totally different on PC. Like totally. Like you could aim and like your mouse was so precise with the damage.
Yeah.
Like it was just like it wasn't a cone, it was a dot and it was wrecking people.
I'm really
I actually feel like those kind of guns, and especially with the sidearms, my theory is that it'll work so much nicer on a mouse because you can just control something like that. Like the kick of an SMG, it does have this wave that is just really tough to control with a controller, and then with sidearms, it's like I liked the needle. It was okay. I could play with that one, but the other one, the Urchin, had a higher rate of fire, and I'm like, my human hand cannot pull a trigger and aim. Like I started like doing this to try to actually hit anything with that gun, and I'm like, I can't do it. But I wonder if on a mouse, just being able to lightly tap will make that sidearm pretty nasty. We'll see.
Vertical recoil
we know that
on
we
a
know
mouse is good. Horizontal recoil, I mean, any mouse user will tell you horizontal recoil is like, I don't like this gun. It's got horizontal recoil on it.
Yeah.
It's all about vertical recoil can be quite not, I wouldn't say easily counted. It's just horizontal recoil, which I think there's a lot of horizontal on a lot of the guns at the moment. We've got it on the pulses, we've got it on the sidearms, the submachine guns. It's on bloody everything at the minute.
Yeah.
So shoot for counterbalance. Got it.
Yeah. Perks. All about those
I think
perks.
weapon-wise, I enjoyed most of the weapons in the beta. I really dug the Black Scorpion, I think it was, which is the Viced full auto scout rifle for whatever reason. When I realized that I could hold the trigger and just spam headshots with that thing, it was like, ooh, just a giggling moment for me. Yeah, and
that gun, I just want to say real quick, that gun drives me crazy because its full rate of fire isn't an even pace. It's not dot. It drives me insane. Yeah.
Like, is that a thing, or is it like a weird like sound effect bug? Because it drives, it's like nuts.
Sound delay.
It's not consistent.
You've probably noticed the sound delay bugs.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, and then I stop shooting because I'm like, should I tap
doing
it
it wrong?
real fast?
Am I holding this button incorrectly?
I hate that.
Bones and I are just too musically gifted to deal with bad.
I have perfect tempo. What am I supposed to do, guys?
not the two guys who worked in radio.
They called me the living metronome. I'm sorry.
Were you guys? I'm sorry. Were you guys the musicians, or were you guys just the guys playing the music? Right?
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. But so and the auto rifles feel really good. I love the Death Stalker. That thing is just like a close to mid-range monster. And I'd say the only weapon I didn't like was the grenade launcher. I felt that was the most inconsistent piece of garbage that cost me like at least 4 rounds of countdown before I said never again. I'm going back to the main ingredient.
They've really tried to make that not overpowered, haven't they?
I think
tried a little
Flash
really
damage.
tried to nerf it.
What's that? Never heard of it.
I'm sitting here like grenade launcher
at the
Modern Warfare 2?
It did feel a lot better in California.
I think it was so much better at the reveal event. I used it for every game of
I used it a
Countdown
bunch.
I played.
Yeah.
You just sneak up in the bag, go dum, 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 and so I thought the same would happen. They must have adjusted that. So maybe this is what it's for, going back and forth and bring it a little more accurate, and I'll love it.
Right now, the grenade launcher exists solely for people like Cammy Cakes, who Fallout and I were playing with, and all he was doing was he got it so he could shoot it straight up into the air and have it land on B flag and kill people. So he would just bait them onto B flag.
Really?
Cammy was back in a position and like he was firing. We were like trying to protect him to get the heavy ammo or the power ammo, and he was firing we're like, okay, wait, they're coming to B. We're baiting to B. Okay, fire now. And he would try to shoot up into the air, and it would rainbow all the way down. And we're like, no, move it left like an inch. Just move it left like a little bit. And then he finally got killed. I'm like, yeah!
That is the most brilliant thing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go do that tonight.
Gotta try that.
Oh man, it's hilariously stupid. Yeah.
Guys,
But yeah, I'm sure that's going to be something that's going to be tweaked for the main game because it felt great in PvE. Like that was the heavy weapon of choice for me in PvE, just to go up against the Centurions and watch their shields evaporate as I hit them with 2 grenades. But yeah, PvP, they could probably stand to bump that up a bit.
OBS is just taking a shit for me. I should probably restart the stream for the last few minutes unless this levels out. I don't know why this is happening. It's
jeez.
It's an OBS problem. It's nothing to do
Jesus.
with my internet.
That's weird.
But yeah, it's like there's people noticing it in the chat, and I've got the big red lights. The OBS basically needs to be closed and reopened again, and then everything's fine.
All right.
So
I'm excited for questions. There's so much. There's still so much more to talk about. I could talk for like 80 hours.
There we
I feel
go.
like right now.
yeah,
All right.
It's an OBS problem. Silly. It just needs rebooting, and then it's
All
fine.
right. Questions.
Back-
Boom. Are we
Questions.
doing lightning round again? I kind of enjoyed
do
that.
it.
Yeah, but let's have a question for chat. Have you got one for Bless? Have you got a question that you'd
We
like to
do,
direct?
actually.
That's true.
Over on Twitch.
Well, we'll have a
We
few
may have
minutes.
a
Yeah.
question
Oh,
for-
God.
Or over on Twitter.
Oh, God.
This one comes from JDoesGames01. What are Blessious's thoughts on the Hunter subclasses? I think they're good, but could use some love.
Thanks, Bless One. Let's hear from the other Bless.
Hunters need to become bards that give motes of light. That's why.
Bard.
I like it.
I like
like
it.
it.
Bard
Write it down.
Strider.
Bard Strider.
I like it.
Bard Strider. That's awesome.
Come on.
Bard Strider.
Final Fantasy 14 now.
I remember I had one on Twitter that somebody sent, which is, what do you think they'll do with the vault since all guns have like fixed roles? Will they just make kiosks for legendary weapons,
I
or?
hope so. Now that would be better.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
You know, like, once you picked up a weapon, that's it. You could delete it from your vault and just go pick it up from the kiosk.
Yeah.
So then,
I
what
would
is the
doubt
point of
that.
a vault?
Well, I mean, different things because we were showered in different various bits of armor and things like that. Like I was trying to get that lovely pair. I don't know why I'm fascinated with the Warlock gloves with the red trimmings on from Crucible at the minute. I just wanted a pair of them.
Yeah.
I wanted them, like, you know how you fixate on gear and stuff, but they just wouldn't drop. So I had a whole collection of the strike loot, and I played the strike. As soon as a Minuet hand cannon dropped for me and that strike, which I thought was impossible, I was like, oh my god, I got to get that on all 3 characters. And I tried.
There it is.
I've got loads of gear, so yeah, you need a vault for your hoarding, unless.
So now we have kiosks and we have a closet now. That's what we think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Did anyone get a blue gear piece? 201 light?
No, but I saw
did not.
someone with
I
one.
saw
Yeah,
somebody.
I didn't know if
sweet.
that was real.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We're all like kids in the arcade. Like, I heard there's a secret level you can get
Yeah.
to here, and I don't know, man.
My uncle works at Bungie. There's a secret box.
All right.
How about the Twitch
Who's got-
chat? Has anyone in the Twitch chat got a question directly for Bless? Just spam that right there and then, and
Yes. Do it.
we'll have a look.
Like I said, we've got plenty on Twitter.
Yeah, well, go for
Well,
it.
then hit us.
And read him, buddy. Come on,
I'll do it. Bless, why is the ability cooldown so slow?
Well, I don't know. Let me talk to my friend Bungie. I don't know. I don't know. I wish it. I don't know. Give me a Bard Strider. Everything's fixed.
It's going to be the answer to every question.
Bard Strider.
Go. Next one. Next question.
Next,
Come on,
next
TBL.
question. Come on.
Keep it moving.
Does he
Come on.
secretly hate tacos? Also, does he have the best hair in the Destiny community?
Oh, my
No
hair
and
does
yes.
something.
That's some good hair.
I love me some tacos.
There we go.
Of course
Oof.
he does. Yeah. What do you got?
Soft tacos are low key meta though.
Yo,
Oh, dude, I
My
love
man.
soft
Soft
tacos.
tacos.
soft tacos
Yes.
are the best.
Can we
Yes.
confirm?
Oh, don't
Yeah.
start
Fuck,
this.
it's hard
torture
tacos.
for me. You don't get bugger all like that over here. You know, torture.
I just want to say Bones clearly got really uncomfortable with the second half of that question. Best hair in the community. What? No.
Whips off his hat.
Yeah.
Goes into the whole L'Oreal commercial.
L'Oreal.
I like War Bulletproof's hair. I'm gonna go on the record.
Man. He's got some
top tier hair.
man.
He's all business, man. It's slick back. He's.
I reckon
Right,
it looks like that when he
sense.
wakes up in the morning as well. He just wakes up in the morning. He's like, ping, right.
Yeah.
Say no to rage. Lono has some luscious locks.
Ooh, Lono does. Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if he uses the Pantene Pro V. Yeah, I think that's an endorsement or a sponsorship that's possibly coming around the corner at some point. I just take one bottle into the stream.
There's a good question in chat that all of us can answer, but we'll ask Bless first. What will you do to survive the month and a half till Destiny 2's release? How will you make it?
I don't know. Probably listen to Sarah McLachlan songs, watching old footage. I will remember you.
Touching the screen.
It's like, it was a glorious week.
DVD footage in black and white and slowed down quite a bit. It's nice.
Gonna fill the hole in my heart the way I always do, with junk food and memes. That's how it's gonna happen.
Man,
Dang.
I thought you were about to say Trials of
good meme.
Osiris.
Yeah, no, that's no. I'm gonna fill the time by watching all of Blessious's D2 Destiny videos on
You
repeat
make
all
me
the whole
sick.
time.
He's already on the show, damn it, Mega.
Yeah. And we got PC
Maybe I'll
Beta
finish
though
The
come
Witcher.
in. We can buy down
Yo,
time
yes.
for that if you know.
Oh
that's
my
coming.
god, yeah.
Have we got a date for that yet? Has that not been
I
announced?
think
No.
it's next month, isn't
Like
it?
it's something.
It's next
I don't
month,
know.
but we've
I'm-
not had a date for it yet.
no.
Yeah.
I
Feels
need to.
bad, man.
Yo, though, I don't know if you guys are noticed, but BattleNet got a change, and you can definitely tell it's for them to put in the D2 slot.
Ooh.
So, like, if you go to the desktop thing, they slimmed down the left side that had like the big logos. Now they're all like small and stylized.
Making room.
They're making room for it.
Getting ready.
It's stuff like that that gets me excited. That is the best thing that Bungie did. That is free advertising. Whether
Really
it's people that play World of Warcraft and love loot, or if it's Overwatch and want guns fight, it's the best thing that they could have done.
I've got one here, not Destiny related, but specifically for Bless.
Yep.
Hey, Bless, what's your favorite movie or movie franchise?
Batman Returns and Batman.
My man. That's
Ooh.
right.
Or Batman.
Good
Yeah.
I
choice.
like it.
Quickly
Good
he
choice.
answered that. I like it.
That is. Can we play the NES Batman games then, based on the movies together sometime, Bless? I've got them right
I'll
over
play the
here.
Super NES ones
I've
with
got
my-
I'll tune
right
it.
Yo, the
there.
Super NES one was so badass.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I love that one.
Used to have that rent on repeat. Something we didn't talk about over the course of the podcast, but I just want to laugh and make mention of. Ha! Blink's back. Get mad. Get super duper mad because it's back and it's awesome.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And no one expects it because it's kind of rare to see someone. And when you see it, it's the most frustrating. Like, damn it! But it's not OP. It's not
Yeah.
OP.
No, it's not OP.
I love it.
Well, there we go then. We are actually perfectly on time there, I would say.
Oh my god.
Is that it? Are we done? That's it? That-
One
Okay, see you
professional
guys.
thing
All
we
right.
do.
Everybody just turn off your
That's it.
computer.
Everybody hang up.
Yeah. We just all leave and it's just Bless sitting on stream for the rest of the time.
Well, this is my life now.
Why don't
This is my
we-
life now.
Why don't we do the whole thing where we tell you it was fun? We thank you for being here. We encourage you to come back next weekend and join us again. We'll tell you that we love you and that we appreciate you.
Yes. And you know what I encourage people to do even more? Go and follow Blessious on
Oh, man,
Twitch.
you guys are
and
too
go
kind.
You gotta let him plug himself.
Blessious plays.
Let's plug your channels. Go. Go
No,
do
no,
it.
I'm gonna plug Planet Destiny. Hit that follow button on Planet Destiny if you have not. And then if you want to, you can find me. They just search Blessious and boom, there it is.
I like it.
Look for the tacos, baby.
Look
You'll
for the
find
tacos, the holy
You'll
tacos.
find him. He's YouTube at Blessious. Twitter at Blessious Plays.
Yes.
I think Twitch also at Blessious Plays, right?
Nope, it's just Blessious.
Just Blessious.
You know,
All right,
someone
cool.
on Twitter had to steal Blessious, and it's an account that isn't used.
Play the waiting game, man.
It worked for Fallout.
It'll happen.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it'll happen.
Really? I'm gonna go check to see if that guy's still there.
I'm gonna start spamming tweets to that guy that are meant for you to encourage him to drop the account name.
No, I don't want anyone to do that because I think he's like a really like he might be a man of God. I think he might be a priest.
Yeah, I won't do that then. I don't.
Never mind.
That changes everything.
Abort plan.
Abort mission.
Man.
His one tweet is "Thank you, Pastor" from 2010.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Blessious Twitter is a lot different than I expected.
I think if you sent him a nice little message, he might see the. You send him a nice message saying, "Could I possibly, if you could just deactivate this account," and then you get a nice message back saying, "Yes, if you give plenty of money for the Lord and pledge 10,000 of your fine American dollars and."
I get the feeling if you ask, he's just going to be like 1v1 me in Destiny. You win, you can have it.
No.
God damn it. All right, then, Link, if you want to take us out with one of your fine, smooth shenanigans, that would be fantastic.
Yes, sir. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 127 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Special shout out and thanks to our man, Blessious, Mr. Blessious Plays, for joining us.
Thank you for having me,
you,
guys.
man.
It's a huge honor.
Oh, man, anytime. Come on back. Also, we got to play again because
Yes.
the last time we played together, like, you made my brother cry. So
What did I do?
because you cross-mapped him and he was like, where did that go? It was Bless. But thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. At the time of this recording, the Destiny 2 beta is still going. It was extended until Tuesday, the 25th?
25th. Yep.
25th. So when this episode comes out, the beta should still be up. Get your time in there. Go ahead and play it. It is a ton of fun. I think we can all come together and say, good and bad, this beta overall left a pretty positive taste in our mouths. I certainly enjoyed it. I think it has a lot of promise for what Destiny 2 is going to be offering when it comes out in about a month and a half. The only bad thing is I have no idea how to spend that next month and a half waiting for the Destiny arrival on September 6th.
Me and Bless will be right here doing this.
Yeah, just spinners. Just like
Splatoon 2, anyone? Splatoon 2 team? Anybody?
Yo.
Let's go.
Splatoon 2, though.
Game.
Shooter of the year.
Shoot. Hey, bit bigger than Destiny 2. Right on. That's it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week. Before we get on out of here, we do like to let you guys know where you can find us all across the internet and if we've got anything special coming up. And even though we did it earlier, we're doing it again. Bless, plug your stuff. Where can they find you on the internet?
Sure. YouTube, just search Blessious. You'll find it on Twitter at Blessious Plays, and on Twitch, just search Blessious.
Fallout. You've got a class to teach.
Just search for Fallout Plays. You'll find me.
Same.
Don't search for Bones. It's too generic. You got to type in Bones_CR on Twitch and Twitter. You won't find it if you just look up Bones on the internet. They'll probably take you to the show, season 13, starting this fall.
David Boreanaz, what a hunk.
I call him Discount Nathan Fillion.
Look, Angel bows to no man, all right? He is discount no one. Don't get me started on this. I'm a Buffy fanatic, all right? You can find me at buffy.com where I hang out in the chat room. You can also... I actually used to hang out in the Buffy.com chat room every single night, so shout out to all my old Buffy
Lover 99.
Yes.
Buffy Lover 99.
Go to YouTube Husky Raid and forget about the Husky Raid Twitch, baby, because I just spun off to my own Twitch account, twitch.tv/megamagwitch. So go there, people. That's the spot to hang out. It's where you want to be. That's it. Story. It's same. Go.
You can find me behind this desk, sitting on this chair. There you go. Ladies and gents, enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back again next weekend. So, chat, don't go anywhere. We're going to raid someone in a moment. But, bye for the recording.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Yes, bye.
But not really bye, because we're still going to be live.